selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say when you find a donkey, ride it. Lose donkey. Right? Come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand. But I can fix this, I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling I get everybody sell some every time. They're selling one island, we and they will keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling
Whoa, girls, we out.
Let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all the dancing. Because I always be and share with you. Because you are me and I am you.
Yes, sir.
And I'll be here with you always. And those who knew me from the past and know me now, they always knew that I was there and always been there for you. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian? And your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later. Hey, long now.
Are you all ready and willing to go?
Est-ce que nous tous d'accord? Est-ce que nous tous faisons pour retourner back à Haïti?
Non. Mais il y a pas rien là-dedans. Le problème pays mettez-nous dehors. Pas de travail, pas de rien. Pas de manger, pas de manger, pas de vrai.
Gal, come wine pan the colo colo. Gal, come wine pan the colo colo. Champagne and bubble they can't call you. Africa, gal, come up like a solo solo. Gal, come wine pan the colo colo. Gal, come wine pan the colo colo. Stone ginger wine they can't call you. Like a African, shake like a solo solo.
Every girl want to walk off for me. Every girl want to walk off for me. Every girl them a mad over me. All of a sudden them a dey.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome. Thank you for being here. It is always a pleasure to be with you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a surprise live. This is a pop-up live. And of course, every so often, we're going to do stuff like this. Lighting is a little off on this side. I don't want to have it too white on that side. Just give me one sec. Okay, that should be a little bit better. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. When you get on there, please do the @followers thing and the @highlight. Please save that. You can do the @followers once a week, and that causes persons to know that we are live, because 99% of persons are not getting our notifications, and because it's being blocked. And so you can help us do your part by making sure to do your @followers, including sharing, but do your @followers and do your @highlight to make sure that everyone knows that we are live. So anytime you get on here, I may not always remember to remind you, but whenever you get on here, come and do this. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, there you go. That's it. @highlight and @followers, the both of them. You can do @highlight once a week, so save that for your Sundays when we go live. And @followers you can do once a day. All right, so whenever we live, make sure you do that to make sure that your people at least know that we are live. So thank you so much for that. Okay, see some of you doing it. There we go. All right, here we go. All right, so so we are live on all of our platforms. All right, we are live on all of our platforms. That is on YouTube and on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Twitter, etc. So some people are watching on YouTube. That's what you're seeing behind us. If you have friends and family who are not on Facebook, you could always share it on YouTube. All right. So I just want to say hello to all of you who are live. Let me know where you are. Let me know where you're broadcasting from. Let me know where you're broadcasting from so that we can see where all of you guys are. I know we haven't done that for a long time. And a lot of people don't know we're live yet, but let me know where you're broadcasting, where you're watching from. All right. Let me know where you're watching from. Just say a little hello. I know there's a little delay, so I'll wait for you to get on here. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what constituency or what area, what island. Let me know where you're broadcasting from. What constituency are you broadcasting from? All right. Oh, Elizabeth Estates. All right. That's Patrice Knowles is in Elizabeth Estates. Welcome, Patrice Knowles. Thank you so much. Patrice Knowles from Elizabeth Estates. Someone is live from Haiti. Andrew Clark is live from Haiti. All right. Welcome, live from Haiti. Who is that? Oh God, it's going so fast now. And that's why I had to stop doing this back in the day. I think I can slow it down. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, let me see. Oh man, y'all are going so fast. Shira Pratt is in Freetown. Kane Nesbitt is watching from Mexico. Welcome, Kane. Darren Hall is watching from Eleuthera. Dale Ellis is in Houston tonight. All right, way to go. Divine God Munnings is in Nassau. Welcome. We are everywhere. Kermit Baston is here. I don't know what Kermit Baston is talking about. Let me see what else we got here. Let me go back down. Abaco. What is this? Marianne Hill is watching from Abaco. Welcome, Marianne. Wendell Lewis is watching from Freetown. Is that 2 votes in Freetown? 2 votes so far. David Charles is watching from Abaco. Thank you so much. Cheryl Ferguson is watching. Who's this? Old Fort Bay. Who's that? Sherlyn Major is watching from Old Fort. Elaine Johnson is watching from Exuma. All right, Kermit Basin is watching from Freeport. Craig Curry watching all the way from Green Turtle Key, one of the most beautiful islands on the planet. Linda Ramming is watching from USA. She's watching from one of our YouTube channels, I think. Yes, from one of our YouTube channels. Esther Barnaby is in West Palm Beach, Florida. Thank you. Marilyn Adley is in Coral Harbor. Marilyn Adley, no, we love you. That's my girl right there. Marilyn, I always got our back. Thank you so much for watching, Marilyn. Dwayne C. Ferguson is watching from Tall Pines. Shane Curry is watching from Pine Ridge. All right. Jefferson Basin is watching from Cowpen Road. Ann Green is from Pinewood, my hometown. 1 vote in Pinewood. There we go. We're getting it started. So at least we're starting with 1. There we go. Eddie Smith is watching from Abaco. Abaco is in the house tonight. Donnell Mitchell is watching from Freeport. Thank you. Cindy Davis is watching from Marco City. We got to take Marco City from Pintard. You don't know what to do with that. We need to make sure we get all of them out. Oh, we got another one in Marco City. That's Brenda Ferguson is watching from Marco City. Miko Knowles is in Los Angeles. Man, you on a different time zone. 3 hours different from us, behind us, or ahead. Andre Bethel is watching. They didn't say where. Patty Miller Etienne is watching from Atlanta, all the way from Atlanta. Got a lot of Bahamians down there in Atlanta. Raquel Davis is in East Grand Bahama. Charles McCartney is watching from Carmichael Road. Welcome, Charles McCartney. Marva McKinney is watching from Eleuthera. Hello, Marva McKinney. Mars, what is that? Fleeta Adderley is watching from South Eleuthera. They said they did some demolitions. We could talk about that in Eleuthera. They're carrying on their little fast. They call it a demolition. We'll let them do their thing because we're the ones who fought for it. Who's this? Clarina Humes is watching from Carmichael Bel Air Estates. Welcome. More Abaco. Michelle Malone is in Abaco. Boy, I think we got Abaco in the bag. I think this Abaco that's 2 Z's, in Abaco, ready for us. Lamont Gardner is in Carmichael. Charlotte Green. I don't want to see voting for Charlotte Green. Listen, no one ratified yet. But he is supporting Charlotte Green and Carmichael. Smart man. I'm with you. If I was in Carmichael, I'd vote for it too. Leonard Carroll is in Nassau. Thank you, Leonard Carroll. Tony Scott is in 8 Mile Rock. Welcome. Pull in the Vision 14. Teresa Demont is in Kelani. Lahira, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Lajira. Kelly is in Canada. Welcome. Remember, y'all can vote. Also, get registered so you can vote. And you can go to your embassies and you can also vote, all right? And get registered up there for whatever constituency you want to register in. It could be Pinewood if you want to, but whatever constituency you want to register in. Julia Sanders is in Mount Moriah. What's this? Desiree Durham is in Turks and Caicos Island. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. And so here we go. Oh, man, you got so much people on here. This is a lot of people. We got Dallas, Texas. Melita Martin is in Dallas, Texas. All right. Bombs Nessa saying the trolls are in the house. Yeah, man, the trolls are welcome. They're gonna hear what's going on right now. They I hope they have on their diapers. Cheryl Ferguson is in Bamboo Town. Welcome, Cheryl. Jack Miller is in Grand Bahama. Keno Johnson is in Kennedy Sub. Gaynell Ellis is in Pinewood. Welcome, Gaynell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome, welcome. All right. Paula is in Chicago. Another Abaco. Eddie Smith is in Abaco. Cleveland Darling is in Robinson Road. Welcome, Mr. Darling. Lamont, what is this? Lamont Lang. Lamont Lang is in Joe Farrington Road. In all this smoke, my Lord, have my deepest sympathies. I don't think that they should have a facility like that so near to people's houses, because it could get, out of whack. But we'll talk about that a little later once you all bring it up. We'll talk about whatever you all bring up. Marlon Morales is in Coral Harbor. All right. Daniel Hudson is in Bain and Grantstown. Bertha McPhee is watching from Nassau Village. We got Rest Grandmama and Bimini. That's Tello Bartlett. Welcome. Jason Ferguson is in Turks and Caicos Islands. Welcome, welcome. We have a lot of support in Turks and Caicos Island. People talk about us in Turks and Caicos all the time, and they tell their politicians, a lot of them, that they need to be like us and fight for the people of Turks and Caicos. We have a lot of support down there. People watch this a lot. All right, so we got Diane Smith is in Freeport. Tony, okay, saw some of these already. Sorry, skip some. Daniel is in Baintown. Okay, Sandy is in California. Jack is in Freeport. Sandra Munnings is in Rogers, Southern Shores. They own the whole area around there. And in fact, I think I was supposed to give you a call. I got so busy. I'm so sorry about that. I'm gonna give you a call once this is finished. All right. So I can't get to everyone. Lana Russell is in Eastern Estates. That's in the eastern end of Nassau. Marlon is in Bacardi Road. Marv is in Eleuthera. Adrian is in Bimini. All right, Bimini. Welcome, welcome. Michael Corley is in Lyford Key. Scotty Doxson. Welcome, Scotty Doxson. That's Cindy Patrice Doxson, brother. I don't know if that's a big brother or a little brother. I think it's a little brother. Is in Freeport. Thank you so much for tuning in, Scotty Doxson. You're always welcome. Linnea Pinder, that's Pinewood right there. Thank you for tuning in, Linnea Pinder. D'Amico Bain is in St. Barnabas. Shane Kerry say Pintard gone. Yes, amen. All of them gone. We need every single one of them gone. We'll be the opposition. Don't worry about that. We'll be the government and the opposition. Get rid of all of them. They don't know what they're doing. They're not functioning as a government, nor as an opposition. Remember, the opposition is a part of the government. It's not just those who won the election. The government is both the opposition and the governing party. They both make the laws. So remember that. Ali Simmons is in Pinewood. Welcome, Ali Simmons. Pinewood is in the house. Stephen Baston is there. West Grandmama, Bimini Tello again. Roy Richardson is in Pearland, Texas, outside of Houston. Oh my God, welcome. Someone said the video stopped. What video stopped? That's Links Jones say, what's going on, Mr. Bain? The video stopped. I don't know. The video looked like it going to me. What is this? Deidre Rule. That's maybe your internet, Links Jones. You just got to refresh. Deidre Rule is in Abaco. My Lord, we'll be here all day. Let me get started. We done been going for almost a half hour and we ain't started yet. That's 21 minutes. I am so sorry for the rest of y'all who are there. Just post on there. Everyone else is going to see it. But welcome to all of you. We love it. And remember to do your follow and shares. So thank you all for tuning in from wherever you are. As you can see that we are live in every constituency. We have supporters in every house in this country. And so there's a COI support in every house, and your job is to work on your friends and family. Don't mind some of them lost. Some of them are coming around, and some people are now talking to their friends and family who they thought were staunch PLPs and F&M, but they just never thought to have the conversation. And now that they're having a conversation with them, they're finding out that their family then switched too. And both didn't talk to each other because they assumed the other one was staunch, whatever. But now the conversations are starting to be had at a home level, and people are switching over, and they're realizing that their family has made the switch to support a party that supports all Bahamians. While we are using the political platform, we're not about politics. We believe that the politicians have failed us, and we need to take this country back. So I want to get to straight into what we came here to talk about. As you know, we had a live on Sunday, and during that live, we had a call in where someone called in to tell us about their situation. The person was a police officer that called in, and she was, distraught. That was one of the most emotional shows that we have had. And it was distressing. I got calls from pastors. I got calls from people outside of the country. Everyone was distraught because of what was going on. Everyone was distraught. And, it caused even the homosexual chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party to start throwing insults at the Bahamian people by calling Bahamians idiots and calling us names. Is his response after a little boy was raped at a PYL event. It was actually a conclave that they had last year. A boy was raped, and instead of him showing some sympathy for the boy who was raped, this man who continues to call people demons and devils and any name that he can think of, who we all believe is a homosexual who's pushing the homosexual agenda of the Progressive Liberal Party and has been doing so for years, he chooses to call other people names. And we are tired of it. We are tired of it. You have no right to talk down to us because we have woken up to the tricks of the PLP, Fred Mitchell. We are not intimidated. I don't know who you think you are intimidated, but we are not intimidated by any man who thinks he's a woman. We are not intimidated by you, Fred Mitchell. And so you can give us threats of the Commissioner of Police and reporting this to the Commissioner of Police and that to the Commissioner of Police. We don't care. What you need to do is get saved. Fred Mitchell. We are not intimidated by you. We are tired of the insults and you talking down to the Bahamian people like you are better than us, or like we shouldn't have our choice or opinions. You're constantly shouting around in idiots, that people are idiots, a coalition of idiots, while you are the chairman of the queerest party in Bahamian history. The queerest party. That's your words. When one of the homosexual leaders stood up and said that, when the homosexual leader stood up and told Philip Brave Davis that this PLP is the queerest party in Bahamian history, Philip Brave Davis did not object. Philip Brave Davis had a simple response. He did that. Remember the video? He did that. In other words, he was condoning what the man was saying. And so Fred Mitchell can continue with his rants, but what we have noticed over the years with the Progressive Liberal Party, and I'm saying this because I'm disgusted at how that boy and his mother was treated. I'm going to tell you what happened today because the police did call her in. And that's why I'm doing this surprise live. We've had a chairman of the PLP who was accused of rape, and they refused to even question him. This seems to be an MO of the PLP. We've had another chairman of the PLP who was accused of raping a boy, we believe. I'll say allegedly. Not while he was chairman, though. Fred Mitchell, can you explain to the Bahamian people if a young boy was molested in 1980, around thereabouts? Can you explain to us who was accused of raping a little boy in 1980, Fred Mitchell? Can you explain that to us, Fred Mitchell? You see, because I can see why you got so offended at that mother having the gall to speak up and defend her son. And I'm speaking for all parents right now and all single mothers who are terrified, who want their children to be involved in organizations, but are terrified of getting that call. And if you don't like the strong words that I'm saying tonight, then you know what to do. You go and support the people who have been wronging us. It's simple as that. But I'm going to stand with that mother. Fred Mitchell, you have lived off of the Bahamian people for all these years. You never had no real job. You've lived off of us. And to threaten let me play Fred Mitchell's. Let me see if I can find this, because no one listens to him anymore. So while Fred Mitchell is somewhere around the world traveling on your dime and sending back pictures of caviar and steak, and you know Fred Mitchell don't take laughs, so he's gonna have something else to say about me. So we'll wait for him. Remember, he had a very nasty exchange with Dr. Miles Monroe, who just was telling him, do not push your homosexual agenda to the rest of the world. Dr. Miles said, I am also an ambassador of this country, and our country does not support your agenda. And he had a nasty back and forth with a lot of insults to Dr. Miles Monroe. I will never forget that. Dr. Miles Monroe is my mentor, and I will defend him even in his death. I'm trying to see where that voice note is. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear the vileness. And this is a chairman. This is also a diplomat. This is a diplomat. This is someone who should be behaving diplomatically. Let me see if I can find that. I didn't share it with anyone. And guys, remember not to share anything from Fred Mitchell. Okay, I found it. See if I can download it. Let me speed it up to the part where he's talking.
What have you done for me lately trumps values, and memories are short. But if only based on Mario Boleg's great sports show, the Progressive Liberal Party should.
This is what Fred Mitchell sent out today.
Finally, a quick note. There is a video going around with someone claiming, complaining to the chief of the idiots of the COI about an alleged sexual assault and connecting it to the progressive young liberals. This video has been sent to the Commissioner of Police for redress. Given that there are certain judicial and investigative processes going on, we advise not to comment. And all I say at this point is people ought to be careful in all circumstances to avoid commenting on live cases and spreading mischief. God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And congratulations again to the Prime Minister and to my...
So, in other words, he went to call people's idiot. He went to say that it was sent to the Commissioner of Police for redress. In other words, They locked up Charlotte Green for speaking truth to power. They locked up Maria Daxon the next week or 2 weeks later for speaking truth and holding Mario Boleg to account. So in other words, now what are you going to do? You're going to lock me up? I'm waiting. I have no problem with being arrested for standing with the Bahamian people and standing with a single mother. There's a history in the PLP of these kind of deviant sexual behaviors, a history of it. We had a supporter back in the 80s, and Fred Mitchell can tell us who that is, a supporter back in the 80s who was in trouble and had to be saved. We had another one that went to Cuba, molesting our boys and had to be saved. And I'm being real tonight. I'm not getting in the dirt or getting low, etc. I'm talking about persons who run our country and they use their power and position. See, I don't comment on people's private lives. I have no interest in their private lives. Because if I did, trust me, I would have had a lot to say about Fred Mitchell. But I'm dealing with your public pronouncements and your public actions and how you deal with what belongs to us, which is your time that we're paying you for, etc. That's what I'm dealing with. I'm not touching anyone's private lives. I don't care. I don't care. Touch their private business. I don't care. I care about what you do when you're representing us. If you are hiring a lot of young boys, homosexual young men in your ministry because you are homosexual, and if you are doing that to influence these young men or do favors or cause them to give you favors, I will speak out against that because that is wrong. If you are taking these trips, if you are giving certain advantage to some people because of their sexual preference, whether it's straight or gay, because you want to take advantage of them or gain favor, that's our public interests and business. So I don't care about your private life. I hear people say things about Fred Mitchell's private life. I don't care. But when your private life is changing public policy, or when persons are being hired at a ministry because of their sexual preference, I have to stand up for all Bahamian young men who are straight, who want a job at your ministry, because they should not be discriminated against. I wasn't speaking to any specific MP just now. I'm speaking to all. But there seems to be a track record. I talked about, and I want Fred to tell the public about in the early 80s about the young boy. All right? If he knows. We had one in Cuba. We had Bradley Roberts, who was also accused. And the reason I bring that up, everyone makes mistakes. I'm not bringing up people's past. I bring it up because it's showing a pattern that he was accused and they refused to even question him. It took forever. By that time, witnesses could be intimidated, evidence could be lost or gone away. It's showing a pattern. And it seems like because of who it was. You see, whenever it's so-and-so, you get abused or you get no justice. And we cannot have a country where we get no justice because of who did the wrong. So who has a problem with what I'm saying? I'm not sorry. We had another MP recently accused of knocking down a police officer. We had another MP accused of rape. Only after we raised hell was justice is brought before the courts. We have cases brought before the courts, and it's like it disappears. We had a case with a registrar general who was told by the attorney general at the time. She alleged that Allison Maynard told her to take a case of a client or a former client of the attorney general at the time and move the files into her office, into the registrar general's office, move the file from where it was and put it in the office. So that means you didn't really take the file or make it destroy or whatever. You just put it to where no one could search for it. And so that's the trick that they do. The file ain't lost, it's right there. So that if they need to make it appear again, it appears again. And the registrar general, her name was Elizabeth Thompson, strong Bahamian woman. She stood up. She stood up and she said, no, I am not taking that file and hiding it. And she was threatened with being fired. And she was told, you would put that file in your office, you would do what I say, because I was the attorney general here and you are just a registrar. And Elizabeth Thompson said, I'm not doing it. If we have more civil servants that stand up like this, we would have a better country. We don't have to wait for a new government, We just need y'all, wherever you are, just stand up. Police officers, stand up. Defense force officers, stand up. Permanent secretary, stand up to these corrupt politicians. Elizabeth stand up. And guess what they did? They fired her. They got rid of her. And she sued them. And they had to pay her $500,000. And all of this came out. But she stood up. And it was exposed exactly what happened. And so this brings us to, so after talking about this track record of these PLPs, they're trying to cover up for, the darkness that they do. All right. So Fred Mitchell, after insulting us, which is what he always does. I hope no one feels sorry for him and said, Lincoln, no, take the high road. You shouldn't call him a homosexual. I'm calling him what I believe he is. I'm not saying anything bad about homosexuals. I'm just saying that he is one. And he uses the public, his public position to influence policy to that effect. That's what I'm saying. I need to understand now why we believe that he is a homosexual, but that so many young men who are believed to be homosexuals were transferred to the ministry or hired at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Let's be real. This is our public affairs. This is not dirt. This is the conversations that we must have in a just country. Because in any other country, had that happened, there would be serious problems. There would be repercussions. If in England you have a gay minister and he just started hiring a bunch of gay people or alleged gay people in his ministry, he would be gone. If that happens in America, he would be gone. But we just let these politicians feel like they're gods and they can do whatever they want to do and use their positions to take advantage of our children. So to the homosexual chairman of the the self-described queer party, the Bahamian people are not idiots. You and your comrades are idiots. You calling us idiots. And in 70 years, y'all can't build one hospital? Take y'all 70 years to build a hospital? 70? Come on, man. You could build a hospital in a year. If you stretch it, if this is a mega hospital, the biggest in the world, you could say 2 years. 70 years to build one hospital. Y'all can't fix potholes in the road. Y'all can't have good working roads in this country. Y'all can't have good working electricity in this country. But we the idiots? Y'all implement VAT, make billions of dollars with the VAT to pay off the debt, but he ain't pay off $1 of the debt, and we the idiots? Us? Y'all don't have any ambulances on the Family Islands, really, and we the idiots? And you have an island with people on it. 4 ambulances were bought under this administration. 3 of them breaking down already. Brand new ambulance, they bought garbage. 3 of the ambulances are already breaking down, but we're idiots. Dwayne Sands had bought some equipment under the last administration. This administration ain't buying none. They still using the same equipment from what Dwayne Sands bought back then. We're the idiots. You know what this government bought? So we need ambulance equipment, right? Y'all listen to me. We need ambulance equipment so that the ambulance workers have what they need. Do you know what this government bought for them? Bulletproof vests. But Fred, we the idiots. No, they said it was donated. So y'all got bulletproof vests for the ambulance drivers and don't have the proper equipment, but we the idiots. Anyone getting this? Y'all taxing, y'all bragging about how much money the country is making, how much tourists is coming here, but you still got to tax us to that, but we the idiots. Jesus. Y'all can't secure our borders. Y'all are the idiots. Well, let me get off that for a minute. Let me get off that for a minute. Because the idiots are clearly in the House of Assembly because y'all can't get nothing right. And before I tell you all what happened with the mother today, because she was called before the Commissioner of Police first thing this morning. But I'll get to that in a minute. So the government now is talking about the failures of the Port Authority. This is Brave Davis doing. Brave Davis gave the most dull, dry, boring speech I have ever heard in my life. And I am completely and totally offended that people compare that speech to any of Pinlin's speech. When Pinlin spoke, he inspired you. You felt like you could walk on air when he was finished. It was motivational and inspirational. And he uplifted his people. Don't you dare compare this man who was groveling, barely could get the words out, to Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinlin, and compare those speeches. First of all, Brave didn't write that speech. They put that in front of him and said, okay, read. And he barely could do that. They just gave it to him. He didn't write the speech. That's the first thing. What? So the only thing he has is his delivery. And at some points, it was like, he was barely speaking. So all he had to do was deliver. Let me just play a little art. Let me pull up this news article. I'm sorry. Let me see if it will play.
Everyone talks about their
okay, hold on. Let's pull up this article. Let me see if I can get it. I'm sorry. I should add this liner, but I wasn't going to talk about this.
where the Port Authority collects fees from licensees, but according to the nation's leader, GBPA has long stopped earning them. Prime Minister Philip Davis making the bold comments during Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce business dinner in the nation's second city last evening, his speech being compared to the bend or break speech of former Prime Minister, the late Sir Lyndon Pindling. Davis telling attendees he's had enough of what he perceives are scare tactics. This latest development follows government's request for nearly $400 million in unpaid fees from the port. During that dinner, Davis confirmed both entities are now proceeding along a mutually agreed upon path following the sunset of a 30 days notification.
We gave to Grand Bahama Port Authority extraordinary concessions. In return, we should get extraordinary growth. Instead, Grand Bahama's economy has lagged behind other islands, and this has been the case for the last 15 years or more. The Port Authority collects your license fees, but I dare say they long ago stopped earning.
The Prime Minister claims the GBPA.
The Port Authority collects your license fees and has long stopped. Don't you ever disrespect Sir Lyndon Oscar Pindling like that again. This man, so if your children have a speech competition and they come up there and speak like this, that is acceptable. I'm going to make you all hear that again. Take it.
Grand Bahama Port Authority extraordinary concessions. In return, we should get extraordinary growth. Instead, Grand Bahama's economy has lagged behind other islands, and this has been the case for the last 15 years.
What islands have Grand Bahama lagged behind? In infrastructure? The speech gave no hope. And the most important thing I want to say to all of you, you should not be 3 years into your term and talking about what you are going to do. You should be about to wrap it up and start new projects that will take you in to the next election. In America, they only get 4 years. You can't be 3 years into your term and still talking what you are going to do. And you're calling us idiots? No, Fred Mitchell, y'all are the idiots. What I want the Prime Minister to compare Freeport to is the western part of Grand Bahama and the eastern part of Grand Bahama. Now, if you want the PLP to take over Freeport, the PLP, and make it like the western part and the eastern part, that's when we got a problem. Ginn donated ambulance to West Grand Bahama. They took it and sent it to Freeport. Fred Mitchell, you guys are the idiots. No real fire truck in Andres with all those trees. Y'all are around the world talking about carbon credits, but y'all bought trucks for the police to patrol in. Who's the idiots? Trucks. Not muscle cars like they do in the US or in England. They bought trucks. I don't have to continue on this role. If y'all want to vote for more of that, then y'all vote for more of that. But we decided to stand up. So please, don't you ever disrespect Pinland like that, please. I'm not saying Pinland was perfect. I'm not defending Pinland, but to say Pinland is one of the great speakers in world history. Pinland know when to speak like the queen, when to speak like the people. Don't you ever do that again in the PLP. Don't you disrespect Sir Lyndon Pinland like that again. But I know Fred Mitchell is there, and he hates Sir Lyndon Pinland. He fought against him, and he disrespected Sir Lyndon Pinland's wife, calling her old. And of course, Fred Mitchell is in control of the PR of their party, and he tells the trolls what to say. But don't you ever that we have our standards have been reduced so low, it is subterranean. Our standards are in the garbage. If you could think that that was an impressive speech, I'm not talking just about the delivery. Delivery was the worst possible. You could not have a worse delivery than that as any human being. He could barely read. He was stopping and pausing and making mistakes. But the speech itself said nothing about what they are going to do to solve the problem. Nothing. So let's continue. So Fred Mitchell threatened us with the commissioner of police. You know, they use the police nowadays to do their bidding, whatever evil they want to do. It seems like the police is in their clutches. We are living in a dictatorial state, authoritarian state. The media is being silenced. The headlines of the paper today, where the prime minister is saying that the media shouldn't be in our business. That is so anti-democracy. It is the media's job, their role, to keep the government accountable and to represent the people. They are the mediator between the government and the people. The media is the mediator between the government and the people to keep them accountable. So how could you say the media shouldn't be in the government's business? That's what a dictator would say. Y'all got more coming, you know. Y'all got more coming. Well, anyway, so Fred Mitchell sent his threat and talking about cases, etc. We didn't describe the case. We didn't say anyone's name in the case. So Fred Mitchell can do whatever he wants. And if they want to jail me for bringing this to the attention to people, then so what? I'll do a couple of years standing up for that woman. So just like Fred said, the woman was called before the commissioner of police and the entire leadership team of the Royal Bahamas Police Force this morning. That mother, that distraught mother, who could barely control herself because she had something that would terrify all of us. She allowed her son to go on a trip. And he was raped. And you heard the cold response of Fred Mitchell. That woman voted PLP all her life and never, including last election, and never voted any other way. And let me tell you something. When people call us for assistance, we don't ask them how they voted or how they're going to vote. We don't tell them to vote for us. We stand up for all Bahamians. That's what we've been doing. So while we're participating in elections, we're not about politics. We are standing up for all Bahamians. I was on a show. I called into a show yesterday because we wanted to clear up some stuff. And a gentleman who says he's now an activist called in, and he basically started attacking me. I don't know why he chose to attack me in that way. But he started to say that we can't make this fight for immigration or for carbon credits or for our natural resources, sovereign wealth fund, political. Let me educate persons out there who don't understand. Politics means the affairs of the people. It's from the word polis, which means the affairs of the people. Politics does not mean election. It means you go to the people. That's why they call it the polls, polis. You go to the people. The polls means the people. It means the affairs of the people. And anyone who is fighting for the affairs of the people, whether they're participating in elections or not, it is politics, to educate you. Martin Luther King was a politician. What he dealt with was politics. It means the affairs of the people. Let me educate those people who think that they are so intellectual. Now, our governments has made everything political because every single act puts whatever the act is dealing with in the hands of the politician. The Immigration Act, for them to get citizenship, nationality, whatever they're getting, it goes through the minister. It don't go through just no board. The minister is responsible. Any act has a politician responsible. And so they directed everything towards a politician. Our carbon credits, and I've been fighting for people talking about carbon credits. Now, I was talking about carbon credits, educating us on carbon credits before the election. I was taking the blows and being called an idiot. I'm selling dreams because I was talking about the carbon credits, and now people are talking about it and they want to make it seem like they are the end all of this stuff. The carbon credit laws that they implemented puts it in the hand of who? The Prime Minister. How do you not make this political? Tell me how you do that. They gave our carbon credits to the Prime Minister. How do you make this not political? Explain that for me. Our sovereign wealth fund was taken from us, and I told you all this would happen before the election. I told you all my conversation with Brave. Our sovereign wealth fund was taken from us by the Prime Minister and by the House of Assembly, including the opposition. They took it from us. How do we make this not political? We have to reach the point where we stop begging and groveling the politicians. And we have to go and take this country back. To be clear, I stand with the efforts of blackmail and the people who call themselves the patriots. I stand with that. We donated money towards their cause because we believe in that. I don't speak against that. I stand for what they're doing. They're doing it through the courts because you have to find every way to fight. It's important. But also realize that election could be next year. We believe it's next year. Or worst case scenario, it must be by the year after that. It's 2 years. I have never seen a court case in this country come to a conclusion in 2 years, not even a magistrate court case. Well, I stand with that. Court cases could take 10 years in this country, 15 years in this country. And I will continue to stand with that because it is the right thing to do. But while that is being done, we need to just take the government over, take the country back, and we don't have to worry about hoping a judge makes the right decision. Remember, the government went to court and say, "Oh, we won't break down the shanty downs." What did the judge say? You can't touch them, even if they're illegal. What? That shocked everyone. But that's what the judge say. Wasn't expecting that. You could quote all the laws you want to quote and say how the government has a right and the court can't stop them from doing their job. It's true. But if the judge make a bad decision, what you could do? First you got to get a court date. And I'm going to support and push with them to make sure they get a court date. But you got to get a court date, which could be stalled. And I'm hoping that me saying this stuff is going to force the system to have the act. One, you got to get a court date. All right? That could take some time. Then you got to, it has to go through the process, which can take some time. Then you have to wait for the decision, which can take some time. And if you get the decision you want, now they can appeal, which could take some time. And then if you win again, they could appeal, which could take some time. And so in the meantime, while we're doing that to make sure that we have stood up against the government, to put it in court, court matters take a very long time. Again, don't confuse yourself and feel that I'm not supporting the effort. I am. We supported it with our money. All right? And I'm supporting it here. Every time I have to keep saying this, because I don't want people to think there's no confusion or any ego issues or people not agreeing with each other. No. I'm being real. I have to educate you to the realism of what's going on. I always promised you that I would do that. You could file court case all day. And you should. But just know that if you're saying that we can't let these people vote in the next election, then what you should have done was file for an injunction, an emergency injunction. Emergency injunction is like what the Haitian immigrants filed for, to say, yeah, we have the substantive case, we can wait a decision, but in the meantime, the injunction says you can't touch us until then. It forced the government hand. So we should have had an injunction that says, guys, government, no more of this or that until we find out what's going on, because as far as we can see now, this act looking a little bit shady, some shady stuff going on. There's a bunch of false documents all over the place. You'll need to hold off for now. Except for example, people born to parents who we know are Bahamians, etc., with some exceptions. But for now, you could have done an injunction. All right? But again, I support that movement. I don't understand why the fella came and started attacking me and said that I wasn't, I didn't quote one piece of evidence or whatever, which I did. I quoted the Haitian Constitution. But I won't get back into that because I don't want to back and forth, because people are going to think you're disagreeing or what. I'm not disagreeing. We feel the exact same way. But 4 + 1 is 5. 3 + 2 is 5. You feel you should do it this way, this one feels you should do it that way, or people disagree. It doesn't matter. Once 2 of us won't get to 5, we cool. And all I know is that no illegal person should vote in this country. All right? I was just very distraught that persons quoted me and said stuff that I didn't say, to say that I said on this show that illegals can renounce, and therefore they can vote. I couldn't believe that I was being quoted as saying that, and that is a lie. But let me tell you what's so ridiculous about this whole argument. It's like someone grabbed that to make something of that. Let me tell you what's so ridiculous about that argument that we spent 2 shows, 4 hours talking about. Wasting time while all kind of nonsense going on in this country. Let me tell you what's so stupid about that. If you come in this country illegal, I don't care how much you renounce. Get out my country. Renounce? We're talking about illegals renouncing? If you come here illegally, it don't matter if you could renounce or can't renounce. That's not a conversation. Get out. Why are we having that debate? Whether they can renounce or not renounce? Okay. We hear your opinion. We hear my opinion. You come to my country illegally? Get. Renounce. That's not a conversation. Think about that. We spent 2 shows, 4 hours, debating whether you could renounce, whether these illegal aliens can renounce or not. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there. I support the efforts. People don't always agree in the methods of doing things, and that's fine. But we don't have to attack each other. I've never attacked those gentlemen. I was shocked when the Thurston fella decided to come and attack me. I don't understand why. You're going to have differences of opinion, and you have to be mature enough to have differences of opinion and keep moving for the same cause, okay? So, while we're having conversations, the COI jumped on a plane in September 2021 when the call went to Haiti that they got a Haitian prime minister in the Bahamas and they started flooding us. We jumped on the plane and forced them to send them people back. While the government was pretending that there was no shantytowns building back, from Minutes time, we jumped on the planes and showed them what Minutes is allowing. Call it Minutes Estate. Remember me and Maria and Miss Green and others were in the shantytown. People saying, don't go in them shantytown. They could do old bear on you. They could do voodoo on you. We jumped on the plane and went there. We didn't talk this, and we forced their hands. When Davis took over, they were pretending that there was no shantytown problem. What shantytown problem? What illegal immigration problem? And we went and we fought. You understand? And so all of us have to respect all of the efforts of everybody. And so just so all of my supporters know, I support those efforts to take the thing to court, but I understand how the courts work. The court, they can drag that as long as they want. When I open the lines, I'll let you all, if it's something you all need to understand about that, I'll do it again. All right. So now, we had the show, and the lady called in, and she was distraught about her son's situation. And she just wanted justice. No one was saying that someone should be charged guilty or not guilty. No one wanted to sway the decision of the court or to sway the matter one way or another. We just wanted to make sure she get justice, that they get their day in court, etc. And there's been so much history of files going missing. We have a recent case of Miss Reckley. The file went missing. We heard of the Registrar General situation where she was being ordered by the Attorney General to make a file go missing. And she stood up. So we know that this happens. And the mother was worried that something like this could happen. And she decided to make a call to bring this to the attention of the Bahamian people and make sure it happens. She had called to find out if there was a court date. And up to 2 weeks ago, she said she called and they told her that there was no court date and nothing was in the system about a court date. So again, this seems to affect the case. If the person is innocent, they're innocent. If they're guilty, they're guilty. This is just to make sure that justice is done and seen to be done. Because we know the track record of the PLP. See about the courts. We talk about the case itself. We ain't mentioning the mother name. We ain't mentioning the child name. And I even didn't mention the victim or describe them. So that we could be responsible. But they called, I guess the government called the commissioner, and they called her in. They put the lady before I'll call him the Sanhedrin Council, and questioned her. She was immediately transferred. You know, one of the punishments for wrongdoing when you're in government, they don't fire you, they just transfer you. So she was immediately transferred. She's in Grand Bahama now, and she effective immediately was transferred to New Providence. She stood up for her child. She was told that she should be grateful that they assisted her with her housing. Now get this. She backtalked them. And I didn't get this from her. I got this from another officer in the room. All right. She was told that she should be glad that they that the commissioner assisted her with housing. She said that she is a servant of the king. And when you transfer a servant of the king, you must provide them housing. This is true. When the Bahamians know their rights, they're powerful. If you transfer a teacher to the family island, you got to pay their housing. You transfer a police officer, pay their housing. But she said it extended more than that. That's what one of the senior police officers told me. She said it extended more than that. If you transfer me to Freeport, the government must pay for my housing and Freeport must reimburse them. So outside of being a servant of the king, I'm in Freeport. You're responsible for my light, my water, my housing, my everything. So don't make it seem like you all did me a favor. And so she was transferred, effective immediately. This is what y'all doing now, people. So I expect to be arrested next because we live in the Tun Makut. But y'all could lock me up 1,000,000 times for that young lady and for her son. Y'all could drag me, kick me, beat me, lock me up for 72 hours. Y'all have done it before, and I'll do it again for any Bahamian. And as she said, she voted PLP all her life. And only us stood up for her. Now they're going to try to vilify her. There's more I can say, but I can hold it and wait to see what their response is. Y'all wouldn't believe who the officer is she was working under in Andres, because she was in Andres first and then they moved her to Freeport. She was working under Officer Styles. Remember the officer who pushed me off the stairs, who attacked me, I would say, and pushed me off the stairs, broke in the law? She was under Officer Styles. He was responsible. A puppet. Again, this is not about politics. I can fight for every single Bahamian. They ain't gotta love me. I can fight for those who spitting on me and cursing me and kicking me. because I love this Bahamas. I gotta fight for this. I ain't looking for love. I looking to fight for this one country we got. But that's what happened today to the young lady. She was transferred back to Nassau, effective immediately. And she was kind of scolded. That's what I was told by officers in the room. Officer in the room. All right. I'm going to open the phone lines. 803-5995 is the number. I always put myself for questioning to the Bahamian people. You know that. I have no problem. Ask me the tough questions, anything you want. 803-5995. How do you feel about the fact that Fred Mitchell said that he put this to the police commissioner, and the police commissioner called the lady in and transferred her effective immediately? Oh, also on top of that, she said immediately after the show, she started getting calls and people were knocking on her doors. PLPs were knocking on her doors and telling her, oh, we could do this for you. We could do that for you. We could do the next thing for you. And she was like, well, where you all been all this time? All of a sudden, because I appear on LinkedIn being show y'all could do everything in the world for me, they started offering her everything in the world. Which you should take care of our Bahamian who went through something like this. And we need to get some help for the young man involved in this. We need to get them some help. We can't take this lightly. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part. I opened the phone lines and tell y'all. Oh, I say it? There's now a court date. I just wanted to say that. Coincidence? Maybe. But all of a sudden, since we were live on Sunday, all of a sudden, they met her this morning and they said there's a court date. They gave her the date. I know the date. I won't say it because I don't want to identify this case. All right? So that's why I won't say the date. I don't say anything that could identify this case. There's a court date now, all of a sudden. Okay? So they didn't want to touch that PLP general initially. We fought for the woman, and all of a sudden they had to lock them up. All right? The two police officers who were arrested for that $90,000 thing, they were dragging their feet with that, and they saw where I was going to speak to the victim on this show. They called the victim in, and they realized they had to deal with it. And so that's how the officers who were involved in that were arrested, because they realized, hold on, Lincoln is going to address this. This is going to look too bad. Gents, we got to do what we got to do. We got to charge you up. The COI is running this government right now. Take the phone lines. Good evening. You're live.
Well, saying that the COI is running the government, I think it'll be better affected by saying that the COI is running the government. Sound crazy, eh?
You say it's better to say, instead of saying the COI is running the government, we should say the COI is running the government?
But the people don't understand that, sir. They don't understand that. It took me a while to understand that myself. You are giving the government guidance to please the people, eh?
Yeah.
Yes. And I didn't even call you in to ask me that, I know what I called you in to ask you. Oh my God, you said that while I was listening to the phone, the thing over the phone, man. There is so much craziness going on in the Bahamas right now. You can't even nail one down.
Yeah. It's like it's so much stuff. It's like you will seem crazy having to address all of the failures of this government. It's every day is another scandal. I mean, today I got calls from almost every government ministry. I couldn't even return all the calls. So for my people who called me from the registrar office in Grand Bahama, I'm sorry. I was supposed to call you back, but I couldn't call you back. For my people who called me from immigration today, I was supposed to call you back. I only got certain hours in the day. I'm gonna get to all of you. But there's scoundrels. For people who called me from the Ministry of Labor today, I couldn't get back to you. I was dealing with some other stuff, but I will. I am one person, and it's like everything is falling apart. We just need to vote these clowns out.
We can do that. But in the meantime, I want you to cool down on your blood pressure.
No, I am so cool. You ain't got to worry with me. I am as cool as it could be.
You are so great. But we need you, buddy. We don't want you to, we need you.
Yeah.
How about Kara? Is she still there?
Yeah, man. Right there.
I haven't heard from her for a long time.
Yeah, man. She's
great.
a young person. She's focusing. She got to build herself up.
Absolutely. She's like my daughter. I did post on her.
That's my oldest child. You ain't got to worry about that.
When she spoke about her mother dying from cancer, man, she touched my heart.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But what I called it to ask you about is that, the pressure you should be under, and the misunderstandings that are running through the country so rapidly, and nobody's checking the files, and every time you come on TV, you bring a document with you. It has been, oh my God, I'm making my girlfriend bedroom right here. It has been signed. It has been signed and endorsed. Who could, and here's the question I ask you, Mr. Ben. Please, I want the whole Bahamas to hear this. How come no one has brought you a charge of
defamation, criminal libel?
Leave it right there.
Or even sued me. You know how easy it is to sue someone? You can sue anybody. I can sue you right now and say that you defame me on this phone call, and it has to go before the court.
I know that, sir.
You can sue anybody.
I have nothing to them. I have nothing to them. You are something to them. Whatever you do to them, okay? Whatever you do to them can bring so much attention to our cause. And let me tell you something. This our O-U-R is so big, I don't think you even realize what's going on. You're not going to hear, you're not going to see like 1,000 likes under something you say. Man, these people holding back. I'm not afraid. My profile is COI.
Smart
and
man.
Everybody know me. My name is Timothy Brooks, I think.
Thank you, man.
And all my boys on there, we fighting together. And I wanted to know, I can get it here right now. I want to know we're on your side. We're going to try to change the Bahamas. We need our money. No, you won me with the democracy thing. When you say, if they get more Haitians over here than us in the vote, it's gone.
It's over.
Thank you. That's where you won me from. Then you won me with the thing. I laughed because I did the same thing the other day. They're trying to get over here on some kind of. Anyway, here we are right now. Like everybody's saying, our last chance to maintain this Bahamas as a Bahamian port. You see what they try to do to us just the other day at this port center?
Yeah. They're trying to desensitize you. The same way they desensitize persons by sorry for the echo in the phone. I think that's coming from your phone.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I could hear it.
So how they try to desensitize us. Remember when they wanted to start promoting the homosexual agenda? They started showing it in all the TV series, and you couldn't watch a series without it. All the movies started having a scene. Even the kids shows started having these little funny scenes because they wanted to desensitize you to it. And so that's what they were what this administration is trying to do. All right? And they went out of their way to do that, but they didn't realize it would backfire so hard.
And sir, do you think that our average Mr. Bahamian, like me and you, can't see this?
Yeah. We need what's his name? Oh Lord. And the president of the B3As. I'm sorry. I have so much on.
You went over my head, I understand that.
We need the president of the B3As to answer if he is of Haitian descent.
Yes.
And not because it matters naturally, but if you are a president of B3As and you are promoting this agenda to make us pay our country pay to represent another country, you use our taxpayers' dollars, our flag to represent another country. We are told that his mother's name, I don't know if it's so he needs to let people know his mother, Jamaica Archer. Yeah, that's his name, Jamaica Archer. We need to know if Jamaica Archer's mother was named Phoebe and if she is Haitian or of Haitian descent. We need to know that. And not because there's anything wrong with that, because Brave Davis is of Haitian descent and he's the prime minister. But I need to know if you are pushing that agenda. Like I said, if Fred Mitchell wants to be gay, I don't care who he's having sex with. All right? I don't care that he's wearing a wedding ring. Or people say he's married in the U.S. I don't care about anyone's personal life. All right? I don't have time for these scandalous stuff. That don't matter to me. But if Fred Mitchell is gay and he's pushing a gay agenda on us and representing that to the public, that's when it matters. So if Jamaica Archer used that's treason. If he used our flag to represent another country, you cannot disrespect our flag. We have a flag act. All right? You cannot misuse our flag.
Hey, buddy, I was the one who posted that. When you said, my God, we have a million times of weird votes in the Bahamas next election. And I posted the red-looking flag they put there. I said, I saw the colors. I don't know. Maybe I'm a musician like you were saying. Maybe I'm an artist. I look too deep in these things. But you're absolutely correct, sir.
Thank you. Now, but thank you for your call, all right? Appreciate it.
Okay.
And so we need to know from Jamaica Archer, not that there's nothing wrong if I want no one to say I was against him, saying that he is this or that. I don't care. All right? I have a lot of people that I grew up with who are of Haitian descent. All right? I don't have a problem with wherever you're from. People who have other descents, Jamaican descent. All right? I don't care. But what I care about is if you are pushing an agenda and using our taxpayers' dollars to do it and disrespecting our flag, our country, and our sovereignty to do it. Maybe you'll understand it, maybe you won't. I'll say to you, they say all manner of things about me. The PLP just keeps putting lies out there about me to hope that it sticks. They said, so much people say it must be true. He's a crook, he's a this, he's a that. But they can never tell you what I do, all right? But I can tell you one thing. When PLP is in trouble, they call us. When F&M's in trouble, they don't call their leaders, they call us. Why? Because they know we love Bahamians and we are fighting for Bahamians. And we will always fight for Bahamians, not for a party. You go to the phone lines. Good evening, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Dane. How are you?
I am awesome, man. How you doing?
I am blessed, I'm blessed through the grace of God, Mr. Dane, there are so many things is going on in this country. Like, murders. The murders rate. There are some things that's about to start to happen in this country. From my understanding that because of the law that they passed, they removed the death penalty. What a lot of persons just missed this morning is this. When Fred Mitchell, now this Fred Mitchell, this man is a dangerous man. This man don't have a family. He don't know how, from my understanding, He don't know how a woman feels.
No.
That's a fact, man.
And he don't have no children to leave this country too.
No, we hear this, Mr. Man. He's a very sick man. He has a deranged mind. He's a deranged mind person. The man is possessed by a very dark demon, unclean, filthy spirit, Fred Mitchell. I don't know why people in this country will even talk to him. Number two, this morning on the news, when he spoke, we got this guy who's the foreign minister that's to represent this country of ours. Now, the Bahamas was holding back from supporting the Palestinians. Do they know what they did when they say they support the Palestinians to be a state? Do they know what they did? They went against the order of God. The Palestinians could never be a state. That would be like two states into one state. You cannot have two states in one. You cannot have two nations in one nation. Like what happened when I was at the sports center. You talked about it, and I have spoken about this. Saturday when I was there, I watched the race, and I saw it on the board, and I saw they use our flag. And then on Sunday, on Saturday they sent up a letter of apology, but on Sunday they mentioned the same thing. You can't have two nations in one nation. So I asked a question. There's only three persons is responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
The sports authority manager, the sports minister, Oleg, and Philip, the Haitian current leader of this corrupt PLP government. I asked, so do they know the capital of Palestine? The capital of Palestine is Jerusalem. It's Jerusalem. The Palestinians cannot have no state. They cannot be a state.
Okay, well let's stay in the Bahamas.
Okay, yeah, okay. I just wanted to throw that out. But let's say that. Now, here in the Bahamas, as I have said, Bahamians, I want you to understand what is happening here in this country. And let me say this to you, Mr. Bain, that what you have said about injunction, long time I was asking my good friend, Blackmail, very good friend of mine, and we just go to the same denomination structure, and, he patterned after me. And Ricardo Thurston, I have said to Ricardo, I said, Ricardo, what is your beef? But, we all one. Okay, we all one. But what you have said, you was on point with it. What we need to do in this country, whether PLPs, F&Ms, if you was an organic seed Bahamian, we have to work as a Bahamian to preserve the nation that God has given to us.
My brother, I will add this to what you're saying. This time, we need to vote as a Bahamian bloc. The PLP and F&M are trying to set up a Haitian voting bloc. We need to come together as one, as a Bahamian voting bloc.
I agree with you 100%, because I sat down and when I sent you a while ago, we need to understand this. We have our children. If we don't do it, Mr. Bain, if we don't do it, we will lose this country. You see, man, you don't know, Mr. Bain. Let me tell you something. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a no-nonsense person. I respect law and order. And I believe in good governing. Mr. Bailey, let me just say this to you. And I don't care what no one says. I don't honor men. I don't worship men. But I worship and respect a person like yourself who are fighting, who will speak truth to power, who is opening the eyes and still is opening the eyes and educating the Bahamian people. You have some patriots there who are doing the same thing. I said to my friend Ricardo Thurston, I said, Mr. Thurston, listen, and I wanted to call into the show after I came off the show. I wanted to say to him is this. Yes, we have patriots out there fighting for a cause. But we need someone who is a leader of a political party, because you have to get into that House of Assembly. We can fight outside, fine, and we can get things done. But we need a political party with a political leader to go into Parliament to represent the patriots on the laws of what they want to be done in this country. We just can't stay on the outside. We can get 10, 20, 30,000. Yes, and we can force them because we have the power. The people power is the voting power, and we, 200,000 of us, imagine this, we trust 30 persons or 38 persons with our power, our vote, to put them in the seat of authority and trusted them. And this is what Philip Graves Davis, I've never seen it like this in this country.
Yeah.
I've never missed a pick of man. But you know, I'm going to let other callers call.
Thank you, man.
We are in serious problem. But then I'm wondering, let me just close with this. If you were not fighting and Maria and all of the COI persons and me talking to persons every day and opening their eyes, this is our loud hope. I wonder where this country would have been if you was not fighting and Maria and the rest fighting and opening the eyes and bringing awareness to the things of this corrupt PLP parent leader, Philip Graves Davis, the Haitian, who never loved this country, who don't care about this country. And so, thank God for you, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Thank God for all who's fighting.
Thank you, man.
Okay?
Amen.
God bless you. And I believe this, that the people every day, the people's heart is changing towards change, and they're going to vote to have a change in this country.
Thank you.
Brother. God bless this Commonwealth.
God bless you too. God bless you. Can you imagine? 803-5995. You can WhatsApp call or regular call. Can you imagine if I had accepted the $10 million that they've offered me? That they offered me last year? Can you imagine if I accepted that? They would be running rampant in this country right now. If Maria had accepted what they offered her, if Miss Charlotte Green had accepted what they offered her, even Cara Ellis was made offers. They offered to pay for Cara college and give her a job. And now they are making offers to Veronica McIver. Can you imagine? We're not turning back. We're all in. All right. And listen, I want to tell you that I have made entreaties to all of the activists, all of the people who are out there fighting. I have taken let me take the call and I'll tell you. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Awesome, man. Hey, Nathan Burrows.
Yeah, man. Just thought I'd change up the conversation a little bit and
get
an opportunity to kind of address people who might be new to hearing from you or might want to hear a little bit more about your strategy.
Yes.
Would you mind letting us know, tell us more about what practical strategies you and your COI team considering, just like this live that you're hosting regularly, What other strategies like this are you considering to deploy along this journey as we work towards the next election? What kind of strategy, without revealing maybe more than is necessary, give us some ideas about the strategies that you'd like to implement to make sure that we get the job done.
All right, thank you for calling. Thank you for reaching out. Of course, we answer whatever questions are to us on a weekly basis. But we're not going to reveal our real strategies because they're listening. We have a ton of police officers on this live right now listening. We have government officials. We have police officers who are tasked with watching my lives. We have government officials watching this right now. And a lot of those PL patrols, etc., are watching. So I will definitely not tell them what our strategies are. But we are going to continue to educate the persons. Evolution or revolution starts with education. You must first educate the people. And once people's eyes are open, you can't close them back. Once someone's mind is stretched, you can't unstretch it. And so our mission from 2020 was to educate the Bahamians so that they could see exactly what has been going on. And piece by piece, people have been waking up. And we've done that by presenting evidence of everything we say. Everything we have said, we've brought the document, we've brought the proof. And so people have gotten to the point where they trust us. We're going to continue to make sure we do that. And so every Sunday at 5, I go live to make sure that everyone knows what is going on in the country. If there's something generally going on and we need to educate them about the tricks of the government, we're going to do that. If there's some corruption, we'll educate them on that. But we also show them our vision. How are we going to be different? What are we going to do differently? This is a special live tonight because of what that mother went through. And that's why we were focusing on that tonight. So this is not one of our Sunday lives, but this was a special live because I wanted to update the public after what happened on Sunday. A lot of people called me on Sunday night and all day Monday. Pastors, people from all over the world were calling me to say that we got to stand with this woman. We got to make sure she gets a court date. And of course, this morning, she was brought in and told that she got her court date. So just want to let you know that there's some people who might be listening for the first time and they may think that this is all that the lives are about. No. We educate the Bahamian public. We're going to continue to do that. Our vision can be found on our website. Vision 2025 is on there. Also, our documentaries are on our website, coalitionofindependence.com. So someone can type it into the comments so people can see it. All of these things are right there. A lot of people just started following us, so they don't know where this started from with our documentaries, et cetera, et cetera. And so we invite you to go and see that this is a serious movement about Bahamians benefiting. And so all we want to reveal to them is that we are going to touch every door in this country, and we are going to continue to educate the people. Why do we educate? Because when someone has valuable information, their instincts, their biggest instincts is to share it. And so this movement has grown because, not because of anything that I have done or any of our leaders. It has happened because people have heard the message, and it's a message that they want to spread. It's a good news. It's the good news that Bahamians can be put first in this country, that Bahamians can benefit from this country, that we don't have a Disney winning over one Eleuthera ever again in this country. As long as a Bahamian wants to do something and a foreigner wants to do it, either you can partner with the Bahamians or the Bahamians are going to win. And so we're going to have a country that is focused towards us. We're going to have amenities in this country, not for tourists. We're going to build nothing for the tourists in this country. We're going to build everything for the locals, and the tourists are going to come here and enjoy what we have, because that's what they want. They want a local experience. They don't want to build something for tourists. They could get that in any country. We want good roads for us to ride on. Then the tourists can enjoy it. Not when the prince is coming, they pave the road just up to where he is going to come. No, we're going to have a country that's made for us. We're going to have hospitals, not because they're building a new hotel, but because they have hospitals for us, and the tourists can benefit with that. All right? So I put everything in a nutshell for you just now. But
yeah, that was well said.
Thank you. And the main thing which spreads this message is the people who are going to their family members and spreading it. The media is blocking us out because they don't want this good news spread out there. And so, but families have been talking to each other. There are fathers and sons, mothers and daughters who are now talking to each other about politics. And the daughter is shocked that the mother is now saying that they know this mother is hard PLP, that they wouldn't even discuss politics with them. But somehow they end up talking, and the mother is saying, no, I'm not going that way anymore. I had a over 100-year-old woman who called her whole family in. Right? She's in the Marathon constituency and brought all of them. And she heard I was wrong. She sent for me and she brought all her family in. And they know she's a hard PLP, will put you out of house if you don't vote PLP. And she told all of her children, grand and great grand, she told them, said, we need change. Now, you all know me. I is PLP to the bone. But she said, I am changing that now. She said, I might not be here when the next election comes, but you all vote for this man. Because we need something different. She said the PLP that I grew up in is gone. We need change. She said, I leaving y'all. Don't do this for me. Do this for y'all. I almost came to tears hearing that 100-year-old woman say that, my brother.
Yeah, I can understand that, man. Yeah, and I know ever since I got an interest in the COI, that's one of the things that really kept me interested is the focus on informing the Bahamians about the things that matter, those things that without you bringing awareness to them, we wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known about the Haitians chopping down the trees in the back of the people's yard to make coal like they were doing in Haiti. That led me down a whole path to learn about how the Haitians in Haiti have been destroying their forests, and that's just one example of the various things that you've raised awareness of. That the lawyers who have been running this country for so many years, they're not interested in educating the Bahamians because they benefit from our lack of education. They benefit from our misinformation. So if the COI has any chance in succeeding in the election, it's going to be revolved around this continued focus on educating the Bahamians about the things that really matter, the pivotal things that's going to shape our country. And you're doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing everything that follows out throughout the rest of these upcoming months.
Tell them what island you're from.
Yeah, from Long Island.
Awesome.
The beautiful Long Island.
Awesome. Looking forward to taking Long Island and transforming Long Island, that neglected island, for the first time. Long Island has so much potential. And we're going to make sure that the people now can decide what they do with their island. Island states, city government. It is the key.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your call, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
All right, good night. So, brilliant young man from Long Island. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good evening, you're live. Good evening.
I'm starting the voice of concern that I have.
Go ahead.
This is the daughter. He registered the last election, prior to election, and she needed another piece of identification to take for a business opportunity. And he went to the passport to the Registrar General office for her to get a copy of her voter's card. And they told her that she was not in the system. And she said, and of course, she had it because I rented her, but I have mine. She lost hers. There's a fire because of the fire. And they're telling her that she's not in the system. And this was the reason in the system. And they said they were transferring the information from the book.
I can hardly hear you. You're breaking up badly.
Okay. I'm on my cell phone, and we know BTC is terrible, so let's just put back with that.
Yeah, nothing works in the Bahamas.
But I'm calling about a concern of my daughter and myself to check on her voter's card to get another identification for a business opportunity she had. And she was told she's not in the system.
Right.
Now, we wanted to know why she wasn't in the system. She was told that maybe when they were transferring the information from the people to the system, she got lost in that system. And my concern is, she's a purebred Bahamian. And my concern becomes, how many other Bahamians thinking that they're registered and are not registered because they didn't get transferred in the system?
Wow.
So now my concern is the even superior registered need to go and check that, because if the election is called, they could tell you maybe you got lost in the system.
Yeah, but make sure you have your cards. All right. They can't challenge you if you have your cards. All right. But we're going to definitely look into that. And there's a lot, we're getting word from the registrar department that there are a lot of people of Haitian descent who are registering to vote. And I'm going to say this to Bahamians who might not take this seriously. We live in a democracy and majority rules.
And that is why I have a concern. And that is why I have a concern. Because who's to say that they're everywhere in our systems? Who's to say they don't get good?
All right. Thank you. I'm definitely going to call you about this tomorrow. I see your number. I'm going to call you tomorrow to find out more about that so we can look into that, okay?
Okay.
All right. I also want to mention that I saw Luby Georges was in a group all up in an uproar because of an incident with an immigration officer who slapped a young man. I will say that what happened to the young man is wrong. It doesn't matter where he's from. I don't see the point of doing that. But I am also, I will also remind you that there were women and old men and other persons who were brutalized at what we believe was the instruction of Philip Brave Davis and the Commissioner of Police on the Goodman's Bay Beach during the time of CARICOM, just before CARICOM was going to start. They were brutalized on that beach, and there was no public outcry when persons' constitutional rights were violated. There was no outcry from a women's group in this country. There was no outcry from Luby Georges and them. And while the young man also shouldn't have been slapped, there are persons who are on that beach who are still injured to this day, to this very day, for no reason. They were sent, they were told, go to the beach. They went to the beach, I guess, so they could be out of sight of the leaders. And then they were attacked on the beach. All right. And so while no one should be attacked by an authority, let me tell you that when we become government, we're going to make sure that no one who doesn't belong in this country is in this country. And we're going to make sure that we support our immigration officers and our police officers, our defense force officers on that. That we're not going to encourage you to abuse persons if they are complying. You don't abuse them. But if anyone stands up or resists, I should say, the authority of our immigration officers to get you out of our country if you don't belong here, we are going to make sure that those officers understand that they have all power to subdue you and to stop you from entering our country and invading us. Invasion is an act of war. And we're going to stand with our defense force and immigration officers who are trying to keep our country safe. And so, as a police officer, I understood that if I tell you to move along and you move along, I have no rights to touch you. But if I tell you to move along, or I try to arrest you and you resist me, whatever level you go to, I can go to, even unto death. Even if you try to kill me, I can kill you. If you try to hurt me, I can hurt you. And so we will not tolerate anyone resisting our immigration officers. Let me make this clear. I will be the Minister of Immigration. I will have no one to tell me to leave them people alone because they accepted, because a bribe was accepted. Pinlin accepted, I believe, bribes when he first started to allow those persons to come into Abaco. I believe he made a deal with Edison Key and them, and that's why he silenced Loftus Roca and stopped him. Deals have been being made because there's money involved. Well, I ain't take y'all 10 million, so I ain't taking no millions from y'all. And I know before election, you're going to continue to try to vilify me. You're going to hope I lose some civil case that is up in the air right now to use it, because you ain't got nothing on me. All right? To hope that you could say something about me. But you could say what you want. I can stand up for this country. I can fight for this country. And protect this from the real crooks, which is y'all, Fred Mitchell. The real crooks, which is y'all, Philip Brave Davis and others. Because y'all are mismanaging. I say that because y'all are mismanaging our funds every single day. Every time there's an auditor report, we catch y'all. Y'all stand up, all right? And so, again, go to our website and look at all of our vision. We're not just about exposing corruption and that kind of stuff, although we will do that. We're also about the vision of this country. And we're looking forward to, hopefully there's a by-election in Long Island coming up soon. And we have a very good candidate, I believe, that we're going to put there. And maybe the first person from a third party to win a seat since Randall Fox. And we're looking forward to that person being the first person to enter the halls of Parliament. No, it's not me. If we have a by-election there. And also, if we have a by-election in North Abaco. Right? There's all kind of possible by-elections coming up. And we're looking forward to see what happens. But we're looking forward to getting the COI in the House and getting real representation and defending the people. I also want to take this time to congratulate Maria Daxon. I know there's some people who wanted to see her fail, to see us fail. Brothers and sisters have differences, but they're still brothers and sisters. I have brothers that I love. Yeah, I can fight them. I can have arguments with them, but if you touch them, you have a problem with me. And if you touch me, you have a problem with them. Yeah, I rowed my sister before, you know. Try touch me and watch what happens. All right? Try touch her and watch what happens. All right? Okay, we got another call here. So congratulations, Maria Daxon. She was interviewed by the candidates committee and to run in the next general election. She's the shadow minister of immigration. Okay, we got a call on the line. I think he hung up. I saw the name was saved as Big Papi. You can call back. I know him to be someone who was on Facebook, WhatsApp a lot. So Big Papi was calling in just now. I know Big Papi has a lot of questions as relates to the COI. So you can call in. You're free to call in. I'll give you a sec to call back. So that was Big Papi, who normally is in the WhatsApp groups, really attacking the COI. And we have no problem with that. I believe in freedom of speech and freedom of expression. So you can call back Big Papi and say what you have to say. There was a voice note recently by someone who said that we are selling dreams. I don't know if they've experienced the PLP and FNM for the last 50 years, but if you say we're selling dreams, Jesus, what have they been doing to you? All right. We're not selling dreams. We've shown you evidence and proof of everything that we've been saying. Everything that we've been assuming, we've shown you. Everything that we've been saying, we've shown you. And we believe in every word that we have said and presented to the Bahamian people. There's someone who said, well, if you give, they said $55,000 from the carbon credits, $100,000 from natural resources, et cetera, et cetera. No. We said $100,000. All right. Now, there's a group out there talking about $55,000 from the carbon credits. That's from the carbon credits. All right, what you can get. They're trying to show you that if you got if you have $11 billion, which they're saying if you have $11 billion and you divide that by the amount of Bahamians, all of the Bahamians could have gotten $55,000. All right, and so that's what they're saying. They're just showing you what you could have done with that $11 billion. That's not saying that it's going to now be, all these different figures. No, it's $100,000. Some of it is going to come from carbon credits. Some of it is going to come from your natural resources, your limestone, your salt, your Ragonite, your different areas from the businesses that the country is now going to be involved in, the shipping industry. We're going to be involved in the shipping industry. We're going in as a country to go make money, like what Dubai and Qatar and all them doing. We ain't into taxing the people no more. We're going to run this company like a business, and we're going to make money. All right. We're going to be in the shipping industry. We're going to be the #1 shipping company in the world. How is it that all the ships that come in this hemisphere stop in Freeport to go to the U.S. or they change ships? It's a hub. It's the biggest hub in this region, and we're not in the shipping industry. We have a free port where persons can ship their stuff from China, Vietnam, or wherever, and Taiwan, have it here so that they can keep it here in a free port, so that when they're ready to order it, they can just in one day get that from Freeport to America, and they don't have to worry about the blockage with all the shipping that they had around the world. And we have an advantage that no other shipping company had. We have a free port that we can put into our pricing as a bundle. Bring your stuff over from the Asia, keep it in Grand Bahama, and store it. So when Walmart is ready for that container, you just bring that container, but you keep it here. And so Mexico took advantage of that. Mexico started building factories. Other companies started building factories in Mexico, including car companies, Volkswagen and others, started doing stuff in Mexico, so that all that shipping blockage that was going on, now you just had to drive across the border. We could have done the same thing in Freeport. They had a chip shortage. We could have partnered with chip companies, etc., and had a chip factory right here in Grand Bahama, and so that we could deal with the chip shortage. But we are busy trying to brag about how much other people making money off of us. We are brainwashed. They have a chip in us. Oh, Chester Cooper, they signed another deal. They gave away more of our crown land. They gave away more business that could have been Bahamian. And they're praising him for that. This is when you turn logic upside down. I don't want to brag about how much ships come in here and we don't own none of them. Carnival is making $20 billion. Now they're making even more because they're doing more ships to try to make up for what they lost during the lockdown. And let's get in the industry. We're going to be in the shipping industry. Yes, us, the #1 shipping company in the world. Wait for it. Don't be borrowing $500 million or $1 billion to do. We don't see what this money you borrow. We don't see where it goes. We can borrow to buy ships like MSC. MSC started with 1 rickety ship. Now they got 800. We can borrow, but we won't have to. We can use our natural resources. I'm just saying to show you that this is doable, even without talking about the natural resources, carbon credit stuff. It's doable now. Why don't you borrow for something we can make money from? Singapore has the 6th worst debt in the world. All right, but they are still considered to have good debt. They still have a very good AAA rating. You know why? Because they only go into debt for stuff that their country could make money from. They don't go into debt to build road. No, they're going to go into debt to do some industry and then use the profits from that to build the road. Do you see the difference? They're not going to go into debt to build schools, you know. They're going to go into some industry that can make money, then use profits from it to build schools. Do you see the difference? You see where we're going? And so now that we're controlling shipping, we're in the mouth of America. Japan became the #2 economy in the world because they were in the mouth of China. Anyone who wanted to go to China had to go through Japan back in the day. That's how they became a superpower, because you had to go through Japan. Do you understand? Oh, Big Papi is calling back. Good evening. How you doing, man? Awesome, man. Good to hear from you.
Lincoln Beer, you saying nobody can nothing do, right?
Yeah.
But you was convicted twice in the magistrate court for owing a woman money.
Oh, let's stop there. I don't have a problem with you saying that. You cannot be convicted of anything in a civil trial.
Yeah, but you owe the woman money, bro.
I don't owe her money.
I never say you owe
Hold on. Bro. She says she invested money all right, in the company. I invested money in the company, but she said when the fire her in the company, she said that I should pay her back personally. Not any other shareholder, not anyone else, me. The person that she feel had the money should pay her back personally. I disagree with that. All right. Cheryl Grant Thompson.
You don't have no good credibility, bro.
Well, that is fine.
You old elderly lady, bro.
Yeah, no, she's not an elderly lady. Me and her are the same age. All right, get it right. Me and her are the same age. She's not an elderly lady. All right.
You've been convicted twice.
I was not convicted. It has to be a. I have never been arrested. So I've never been convicted of any criminal. Well, if you understand that, don't say I've been convicted. All a civil court does. All a civil. Why are you trying to talk over me? I was not. Let me help you understand this. There was a case that Cheryl Grant Thompson was in charge of. Cheryl Grant Thompson made Cheryl Grant Thompson. We can't hear you. I'm talking now. Cheryl Grant Thompson made her decision. All right. I'm not judging on her decision. That's her decision. It went to the appeals court, and she won a part of it, and I won a part of it. And therefore, it had to go to the Privy Council because she won a part, and a part of it was thrown out. All right? So it wasn't that I was convicted or anything. All right? And I've already addressed this, and I don't want to be talking about this because it's still before the courts, but she won a part of it, and I won a part of it. The only thing left to do is you have to then go to the Privy Council so they can settle it finally. And if they say, listen, you got to pay this woman, then you pay the woman. But not because someone says you have to pay them means you have to pay them. Because if I invest in a business and you invest in a business, all right, how is it that the business burned down and I got to pay you personally? All right? Good. And so I understand that, oh, he's gone. I understand that the PLP don't have nothing on me. And so that's the same thing they keep running on over and over. All of a sudden, this case popped up out of nowhere, and they ain't got nothing on me. And so when you do that, we can start talking about Philip Brave Davis and his cases. He owes $10 million that was in the Miami Herald to a lady in Miami. All right, let's talk about the Weisfish brothers and $100 million. And he tried to get them to accept Crown land because they had already spent the money. That's the money that was funding the PLP. All right, the money of the Weisfish brothers. All right, and that's a case that they were even going to throw Philip Brave Davis in jail for. Hold on 1 second, call. I'll get you in a second. The money of the Weisfish brothers. See, when you went to the PLP, they say go to Brave. Brave got the money. And we believe that's the Weisfish brothers' money. And so they say, oh, Brave, nice. It's easy to be nice with other people's money. All right? So it's easy to be nice with other people's money. All right? It's very easy. All right? To pay your way, to buy favor like a mafia does, to then so people can then say that you're nice. All right? The Weisfish brothers came. They wanted their money. Brave Davis offered them Crown land. So vote for him. All right? Or where is Derrick Rhodes' money? All right? Where is 90s money? Want to answer that? You can call back Big Papi. Yeah, I opened lots of businesses. I chose to retire when I was 30. Because I couldn't be an activist and do business because they kept attacking the business. And the business was attacked because I was fighting for the Bahamian people. Hold on, I'm coming to you right now. The business was attacked. I believe in burned down because I was fighting for the Bahamian people. For the people whose houses were being broken down. I believe that. There's proof for that. The church was broken down. I stood up for those people. Next thing I know, my place was in flames. You understand? You understand? Let's go to phone lines. Good evening, you're live.
Listen, I just wanted to
Yes.
The main thing, I always use the word about ignorance. There's no excuse for ignorance. Let me just say to that caller. Right now, probably owes somebody some money. Anyone, I work in Supreme Court, listen to me. Any person can sue a person from a civil side.
You can sue someone for anything. I could sue him for that call. I could sue right now and say that he owe me money.
What's this, Mr. Bain? What's this? It just shows you the ignorance of people who don't understand simple procedures. Okay. Child support. There are so many persons I know in this country because I say so much summonses on individuals who are convicted and they still owe about probably 75% of the Bahamian people who actually was guilty, who owe people money, and the money still outstanding, and they brought them to court, and they still owe the people their money. Civil cases, anyone could bring anybody to put them in civil court. And what they don't understand is this. It's not so something about a conviction. It's not a criminal matter. It's not nothing criminal about it. It's about a civil matter where you had to bang someone over the piece. You had to sue them for probably rent money or traffic accident. And that is a civil matter. And if you don't believe that the person who is suing you, if you believe what they're suing you for is not so, then you're going to defend that. You're not just going to let someone sue you and say because they sue you for money, you just pay them because they sue you. No. Everything has to go through a process. And after the process is completed, then at the end of the day, then the matter will be settled. Then it'll be thrown out, or if you have to pay, you have to pay. That is simple. I mean, I never understand. This guy got to be a numbskull. He got to be a moron. I don't understand people. Simple phases, a civil case. If you are in a business with anyone, I went and I served a document on a business person. You know what I said to them? I said, listen, man, how you do? He said, I don't believe. He said, I don't owe this man anything, and I don't let it go to court. And so that's the situation. Okay? And I don't understand people come up with saying, oh, you owe this, owe that, owe the next. Civil matter is not no conviction of any criminal matter. It's just a civil action. And everyone in this time, about 75 to 80% of persons probably have some sort of civil matter against them or went to court on a civil matter. Anyway, I hope I was helpful in that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I will say this. If you're a business person and don't have a civil matter, you ain't really been doing business. I don't know, but that's the only civil matter they could talk about with me, and I feel that I'm getting swing in that situation. But I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna leave that there. If that's all you got in all these years and all the stuff that I've done, that's all you got. You're showing the people that he ain't as bad as y'all probably saying, because y'all ain't really got nothing on him. I guarantee you, in 20 years. Of me fighting them, if they had one thing on me, you can imagine they had anything on me right now. I hadn't been to a couple of elections, Don't you think they would have thrown that out there? They come putting these lies and all this kind of stuff, but you will only hear it from the troll. You ain't even hearing that woman saying what they saying. Only a paid troll, PLP troll, could run out with nonsense. How come you can't hear it from the person who was wronged? Because it ain't true. It ain't true. Someone was met Cassius Stewart the other day, and I just being real. And they was saying, man, Cassius, why you don't, join the COI and let's try get together and do something. He said, no, I can't be with him. Lincoln Bain is a crook. So the lady said to Cassius, okay, I would love to listen to that. Please tell me what he has done to make him a crook. Man, he's just a crook, man. Everybody know that. He's a crook, man. Okay, what did he do? Tell me now, and I will stop supporting him. Tell me what he do. Man, he's everyone know he's a crook. This Cassius Stewart, Yes, I think 2 weeks ago. So she said he couldn't say nothing to say what I did. But of course, they feel that if you keep repeating something, and this is how they play politics. They did it to Martin Luther King. They did it to Christ. Everyone who was out there fighting, they try to vilify them. But Cassius, what you did was slander, and I'll wait. And please go tell that woman what I did to make me a crook. Please. All right? Please. All right? So I think a crook is someone who talks bad about a party for years and years and years and then go join the party. All right? I think that's more than a crook. All right? And so what they just did was distract us from talking about vision, you see? And that's what their strategy is going to be into the next general election. Fred Mitchell told all the trolls, go in the groups and just start throwing slander, man. Just throwing mud. Because it takes more effort to clean off mud. You see all the time we just took when we were talking about the vision for this country. But nothing was going to stop that, you know. Listen, man, I don't even respond to them. They wake up every day with a new lie about me. All right? I'm not going to be responding to that. But we have a vision for this country. And that is where we're going. All right? And so remember I was telling y'all about a strategy that the PLP will have. They're going to try to send people to join us or to infiltrate us. Or they're going to send people to go in the WhatsApp group and start talking good about the COI. Hey, I'm a COI, this and that. That time they're not a member. They're not a part of us. So Big Papi, people were saying that, oh, see, he was a COI and he switched. He was never a COI. He was just in a WhatsApp group talking, saying he liked what the COI saying and this and that. And then he switched for no reason. I guess they go after him. But if someone is going in a WhatsApp group and supporting us and then they switch, it was never part of us. All right. So don't call it. If you see persons join us, they're gonna send persons to join the party, and then in the last minute to kick up and cause trouble. And say, oh, and then they're gonna say, see, I tell you that the party was no good. See, this one joined and he come out. You see what happened? They break up. They're gonna do that to try to distract. Right? This is the old weapons, the old strategy. They're gonna send some fellas to try to join us. Yeah, see, they getting together, they joining together, they're united. Then they're gonna let those fellas cause a little kick up, a little disagreement or disargument. And any little opportunity you see, they get attacked. All right, kind of like how I was attacked yesterday for no reason. Any little opportunity they get, they're gonna attack because it ain't about the mission; it's about personalities. I don't have time for personalities. We got a country to save. And I'm willing to work with anyone to get that done. Anyone. But I'm also willing to cut off anyone who is suspicious and who doesn't want to get that done. We don't have time for sellouts. All right? We don't have time. And if you think I so bad, all right, that you should vote for the real crooks, then continue getting what you've been getting. All right. Now I know Brave them been cooking us. Me. I ain't worried with the rest of y'all. Me. Brave them been cooking me. As a Bahamian. Pintard them been cooking me. As a Bahamian. All I know is we need something new and different. Now if you're gonna find the perfect person to bring that forward, then you bring them. Then I'll stand down and I can go enjoy my children and live my life. Go have walks on the beach and have a normal life. I want a normal life, you know. I want a normal life. I don't have that now. I'm sacrificing everything for this new Bahamas. I love you all. Continue to fight. Their only solution is going to be slander. The next solution is going to be to form a third party, another third party, to try to distract the attention, but that's gonna be a third party that they control. Don't fall for it. Just like we didn't fall for the last election with Cassius Stewart and them and the fake coalition party they started. They're gonna have people like that just call and throw slander. You know, they probably on a group call right now saying, oh, hey, Big Papi, you call into the show and say that just throw the thing with the woman again. Just keep saying it, so people is gonna attach. And then they come back, yeah, laugh. Oh, yeah, see, I did it. While you're suffering, while they taxing you to death, while we can't even breathe for the taxes. I know I tired of the crooks. Let me read this thing they've been sending around. Tax increases under Brave Davis. PPL increase. NIB increase. Facebook ads tax. Departure tax. Gas tax. 10% VAT increase. More items tax. VAT on insurance. Boat registration tax. Driver's license tax. Car license tax. Business license tax. Do you know that they're charging you twice for the register your business license? You're talking about crooks. When you try to license your business, you are paying for the previous year, and then they're making you estimate what you think you're gonna make for the future for this year, and they're making you pay for that now. People have been forced to pay 2 business licenses, otherwise they wouldn't get their license, couldn't import their stuff. And they ain't been sitting down and allowing this to happen. They are paying you for the future when you mightn't even make no money. Your business mightn't even last. They're making you pay it. And we sitting down and just taking the blows. Business license tax. Pay for 2 years at a time instead of 1 year. I mean, only in Narnia. What government could do that? And we just sit down, no, that's cool, man. But Brave nice. He nice. VAT on medication. VAT on cancer treatment. JDL tax. 4% per pound. On all air freight. Future taxes. All the future tax, Brave tax, NIB is going to be increasing, etc. You all stay right there. Talking about nonsense while they're affecting your very livelihood and the livelihoods of your children. Well, with the vision that we're bringing forward to the Bahamian people, we're not going to be a country dependent on taxes. Our country is going to start making an income for our people, like Dubai did. We formed companies, tourism company, shipping company, etc. And every Bahamian gets a share just because they're Bahamian. And others can buy more shares as they want to. And then those companies have the advantages of everything that we're doing. We can talk about that some more as we go along. And so Sunday is coming up. We need to have these conversations. But ladies and gentlemen, the attacks are going to continue because they are afraid of the new Bahamas. They are afraid. They want a Bahamas where if you're PLP, you make money for 5 years, then after them take over, then you make money for 5 years while the PLP is broke, and then you switch it over and you keep switching and switching and switching. I want a Bahamas for all Bahamians. PLP's FNM COI. All Bahamians. All right? And so we're going to have that. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. This was a live surprise pop-up. And we had so many of you up here. It was a peak of 1,500 people plus at one time, heading for 1,600. So thank you all for being on here. We appreciate you. We love you. We're going to keep fighting for the Bahamian people. So stand with me. So I may get locked up for defending that woman. I have no problem eating jail food. All right. Clayton Fernandez, don't take it personal. You have a job to do, and that is to defend Philip Brave Davis in his interest. I have a job to do. That is defend the Bahamian people. Simple.